Hello everybody, my name is Sindaf, and yes, that's right, we are today playing Slaves to Armok, God of Blood, Chapter 2, Dwarf Fortress, in all its text-based glory. I shall provide an annotation on the screen if you don't want to sit here and watch me create a new world, but other than that, let's go for it. And yes, this is alpha, obviously, still alpha. We'll go for a medium-sized map with a medium history. Medium, I don't know. Savagery, medium, mineral occurrence, frequent. I'm not going to go everywhere. We like savagery, we like beasts. Let's turn the number of sites down. And actually, yeah, civilizations down. Sites can stay the same. 250-year history, and let's go for a large map instead. Right. Now we get to watch the world come to life. So yeah, I can actually explain what it is going on with the whole fortress. So, as you might have seen in the last episode, we've got a basic set of rooms up, we've got some stores up, and we've got a lot of rocks lying around. And we have our first farm plot going up for some food, which is always useful. So we just have to continue letting the dwarves run about, and I might have to build a couple of wheelbarrows to shift these stones a little quicker, so let's do that. This game is heavily shortcut based. You can scroll around with the plus and minus keys on the old menus, but we need a wheelbarrow or two. But it is all shortcut based. You can use a mouse pointer, but not for the menus or anything of particular use. You can use the mouse to designate areas for mining and such. I'll show you that. We've got go into the designations on mine. You can just click and drag with the mouse and make an awful mess of it. But yes, so far we just need to designate people to run around like madmen clearing up the fortress. We're going to need to build a dump to dump all the spare stone we got, so it doesn't sit around the fortress and look really crap. Need a place for the seeds to go. We can actually have that seen here, just for easy access of seeds. They don't have to run all the way back to the food store, which is currently the wagon, until I can get the food store, which is this area here. This is going to be the food store. We've got a gem store, we've got a wood store, which is not as big as I really wanted it, but it saves the dwarves having to run outside all the time. I'll probably make another wood store a little bigger, so that, well, we can have everything contained in the fortress in case we get anything, well, for when we get goblins attacking us. Are those doors built? Yes, the doors were built, so we'll build a door. It's in B and D. Build door there. Put those down. Double doors. Not that it makes any difference. It could just be a single door, but the volume of traffic that's going to be coming in and out of that door, people start slowing down as they don't tend to get out of each other's way very quickly. We've got cloth stores, leather stores, ammo, just because I need to start making some bolts in case I get a hunter, and a stone stockpile, a little stone stockpile. That really needs to be a bigger stone stockpile, but we'll leave it for now. And the miners choosing what bits they want to mine rather than the bits I want them to mine. But it was my fault having designated the area for them. But at least they get around to it at the end, and it does level them up pretty quick. And look, they left 4 bits of wall unmined. So now I've got to wait for them to finish what they're doing before I can build the store for the food. If you leave food outside in the car, it tends to get stolen by creatures. Right, well, they've got the workshop rooms done. Now they're going to go finish off the store. I'm not in desperate need of workshop rooms, but Craft Dwarf's workshops will be a good start. I think they're going to be the top 2 of the bottom set, so we'll build those. Build workshop. Craft Dwarf. Yeah, good. I got it right. We'll make it have phyllite just because I can. The top one, I think, I was going to make the top one a gem car, but there was something else I wanted. I think it was a tanner. That needs to go there. And then that's a leatherworks, a gem. Which one? Jewelers. That's the one. And there we've got that set up. Really need Craft Dwarf's workshops in the early game to make something to trade with with the autumn caravan that comes. If you don't set out your embark properly, or you don't have any fish, or your migrants don't bring any animals with you, or just fun happens, then you're going to need some food off the dwarven caravan that comes along. Or you have to wait until the spring for the elven caravan to get here, if there are elves to trade with. But anyhow, we've got another store up. I think that's going to be finished goods. For now, Craft Dwarf's workshops are up. Gonna need more storage space for refuse. Right, we'll make that a food store now they've finished in there. Big ass food store. Right, let's have that slated for a removal. How's our stocks doing? We are out of drink. Dwarves, so fond of their booze. Well, tough, we haven't got any anymore. But we do have a butcher shop up, so we can make some. If we're really desperate, we can make some food from a couple of animals we've got lying about. We do have some meat still, so we don't know how much. It's just in the 50s. You need a bookkeeper to keep the records straight and tell you how much of what you've got. It's in the noble screen bookkeeper. And he'd be better off set at the sort of the highest accuracy level, but for that he needs a study, so to speak. Just needs a table. Now this one finished goods, and this one furniture. Now that they are done, we can move the rest of the stuff indoors. More migrants have arrived. Huzzah! Where are they? No units nearby. Ah, there they are. Okay. a leather worker. You have preferences and then labour, and he also does fish dissection. But now I could just let them all come in and use Dwarf Therapist. It's a little external program that lets you easily change dwarves' jobs. For a leather worker who doesn't actually do leather. Yeah, he does actually do leather work. Shut up. Hunting, he does actually hunt. Does he have a bow? He has a bow, so that is what he will do. We shall disable all of his farming skills and his crafting skills, and he will be a hunter. He is just known as a leather worker because that's what he is best at. A wood crafter. He is actually pretty useless. He is, however, a competent axe dwarf. Not that he actually has an axe. So it looks like we've got ourselves another crafter. And another cow calf. And a, oh god, animals, pea chick. And a person. Another leather worker. Who is just a leather worker. And is therefore completely useless. Yeah, so we might as well keep him as a crafter. I don't actually know how many crafters we've got at the moment. But you can never have too many. Well, you can, but at the start it's good to have a few. An animal trainer that can only do animal training. Well, that's not very useful, so you can actually be a gem cutter and we can get that done. He's moved. A woodworker. Does he have an axe? He does have an axe, so that means he's going to be... stop him from doing... you can do farming and brewing, screw it. But the main thing is that he can do wood cutting. So we need a second woodcutter. You must be a stone carver, who also does butchery and milling. We're actually going to stop you from doing stone carving, but you can do butchering. And we're going to make you a stone worker. And that seems to be all of my migrants again. We just set the pasture up for those two. Need a meeting area is what I really need. I would have an indoor meeting area, but I dislike indoor meeting areas, as it tends to just cause the dwarves to become adapted to the cave environment, and then they suffer from cave adaptation, which makes them very ill when they step outside. So I tend to have a meeting area outside. Also, it makes it easier because then I don't have to funnel the water from the river too far. So let's designate a little area here for dwarf meetup. Meeting area. Everyone can sit there when they're idle. All of the trees seem to be about cut. The hamster people are back. Right, now that we have a hunter, we're going to need some arrows or bolts for him. That's where the craft dwarves come in. First, we are going to take our animals. Let's see, yak. We've got yaks. We're going to butcher the donkey, we're going to butcher the pea chick. Yaks. Can I milk yaks? And now that my texture pack has kicked in, I can no longer determine what symbol is what. We'll kill the cow as well. before I turned the rendering mode over to standard so I could record Dwarf Fortress, the text was actually the standard text and I could read it properly. But that's probably just a mistake I have made with the true type font or something like that. I have no idea. Could check just while it's running. Although it seems I'm not actually using the maybe I am using Ironhand's graphics set. I thought I was not using Ironhand's. I was pretty sure I was using the Phobos graphics set, but it appears I'm not. So I might have to swap that out, because Ironhand is, I believe Ironhand is no longer being updated. But never mind. That would mean starting a new game, and the traders are here, and I forgot to set up a depot. I have forgotten to set up a trade depot, so they're just gonna be really annoyed at me. They're gonna sit at the edge of the map until I build it. But luckily I've got people not doing anything useful. For some reason I got some tower catalogs, but my store is full. There's no more mining going on. There is now a mad rush to store meat in the storage. Let's make a custom store right here. And we shall make it food. And we shall block all, except for seeds. Permit seeds. And then we shall go over to our other store and we shall forbid seeds. And I'll take the seeds over to the storage. I am your liaison for the mountain homes. Let us discuss your situation. My situation is alright, actually. I'm probably not going to request anything off these dwarves. Except they got steel, so that's handy. I don't think I'm going to ask them for anything this time. We should be alright. They usually bring a selection of goods anyway. Not that we've got anything to trade, so yeah. We're going to make an animal stockpile. First we're going to make a refuse stockpile. Right there, with a couple of trees in the middle, just for, I don't know, ambience. And we're going to make an animal stockpile there. And we're going to make a graveyard for when our dwarves die. They will die, and it's just going to be here. It's just going to be basically where they get thrown before I can actually put them in the ground. Or in a coffin, I should say. Yes, 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 you are probably wanting stuff off of me. And here come the caravan, or the two trading oxes. And then blam, it explodes into stuff. Unfortunately, I have nothing to trade with them. you could probably get away with like trading away an anvil or something. Something you start with, or I don't know. I don't play this game entirely efficiently, I shouldn't think. But never mind, I don't do badly. Not usually, not until the fortress gets big and things start coming to kill me. And we're out of plump helmet seeds, which is fine. What have we got then? We've got pigtails. Got a bunch of pigtails. And we got a plump helmet spawn. He's lying to me. Can I actually plant? I can actually plant pigtails. So let's build a farm plot for pigtails. That way we can actually make some. I'm going to reduce the size that way and make it longer that way. There we go. We don't need too many pigtails, so let's have it there. An odd shaped farm, but pigtails we will use to make cloth, fibre cloth. Can't plant plump helmet. Oh, now we're at plump helmet. That was quick. That was like 8 seeds in that bag, and suddenly they're gone. Yeah, you can't plant because you haven't got any plump helmet. Shut up. Annoying little notifications. We now have a bunch of bones that we can. It says they're expecting some bones and finds nervous tissue and skull. There we go, bones. 12 bones there. And 16 bones there. So we can make some bolts. Bone bolts. I prefer making bone bolts as well. When you start getting a bunch of animals to kill, you tend to have a fairly large supply of bones to make bolts with. You can make them out of wood, but you only tend to get a limited number of trees in any one place. They do grow back, but take a while. Let's see, they want maces, they really want backpacks, they can't have any, they kind of want windows, but they're not getting any because windows are a pain in the ass to make. They want toys, they reasonably want armor, but they're not getting any. They want bracelets like mad, for God knows what reason. Kind of want leather wart skins, but they're not getting any of those. Powder, no. Headwear, no. Cheese, no. Footwear, no. So basically, I'm going to attempt to make some bracelets. However, you cannot tell dwarves to make bracelets. And yes, may our fortunes rise and fall together. You say that as if that actually happens. If my fortunes fall, you are just fine. Unless, of course, you happen to start trading with me when a goblin siege comes around, in which case you are screwed. You want pigtails to be planted in summer and autumn. I would check what they've got for trade, but I don't care. I could cut a few of these gems actually. We got sperentines and ruby cells and an opal. We have the pair of opals. Let's cut a bunch of those violet ones. That's a tanner shop. That's the jeweler shop. There we go. Cut a bunch of those. I could also cut Philiate and mica, but I don't see the point in cutting rock. Probably looks good. I don't care. Winter is upon you, and this is where the river would freeze. However, it's a warm area, so that we won't have that problem of not having any water. Hopefully. And there's some stray yaks milling about, and he is finally shooting at one. Good. He's apparently not a very good shot. As a novice Marks Dwarf. At least he's got his own crossbow. Oh, come on, kill the yak. Come on, I need food. How many bolts do you want to spend on it? Oh, yeah, we need to also set our orders for the refuse. We ignore refuse from outside. No, we'll change that because that includes things like goblins. But we'll ignore vermin. You can get some cats. They tend to like killing vermin. Right, forbid use ammunition. I have no idea why that's a default. And forbid other death items. Things like stuff on corpses of stuff you kill, like goblins. For some reason it'll automatically forbid everything they're wearing, even though they sell for a reasonably good price. And this marksman is just shooting, is turning this yak into a, I would imagine, a pincushion at the moment. It has a bronze bolt stuck in its head, and all the others seem to be splintering off. Which is kind of annoying because they're made out of bronze. He is a terrible, terrible shot. And he's out of ammo. And he didn't even... Oh, no, died. He used an entire quiver of bolts and only managed to hit it once in a bad place. I mean, we could probably check the action log for that. That's actually the wrong one. I think. Let's have a look. Job list, no. Reports, that's the one. The yak bull is, there we go, is hunting. He literally couldn't shoot the broadside of my mountain. But he hit it a few times. Has trouble breathing. Basically it was bleeding out pretty well. Shooting its legs. He's a terrible shot. They finally got it in the head, tearing the muscle and tearing the upper spine's nervous tissue, and the tendon in the upper spine has been torn, and then he didn't actually manage to ever hit it again. A useless dwarf. After that bolt got stuck in the yak's head, it literally even fell unconscious and he still couldn't hit it. And then it's just bled to death whilst he wasted God knows how many bolts on the floor. And now I'd imagine he has to switch over to bone bolts. Yes, he is now switching over to bone bolts. Okay, we've got some wheelbarrows, so let's have 3 wheelbarrows and that, and get some people to actually cart stuff about. We've got some spare barrels. They'll be leaving soon. Let's get someone to trade and see if we can actually might actually move the fucking gems to the place to trade. Might we? Small cut gems, there we go. Noxian cut, pear cut, and table cut. Although by the time they actually get the stuff where I want them, they're probably going to leave, so but we can try small cut. They just cut another one, so pear cut. Cannot make bone bolts, need unrotten body parts, so I'm out of bones. And we are coming up on half an hour of recording. And it's not a terribly exciting game to watch. It's not at the start, but we are getting there. And they have embarked on their journey. That is just great. Just as they were about to deliver the final gem, they sod off. Fair enough. No traders needed at the depot because they are buggering off. And look at all this debris of where all that terrible hunter. Terrible hunter. We had Someone is dragging a yak carcass back. Hopefully the butcher comes and gets him. What else we want to do is we want to designate a hole in the ground. And we'll do that before ending the recording, just so we can get the dump up and functioning. Could probably put it in a better location, such as here, or not. There's a mountain in the way, so there will do fine. This is probably not the best location for a start, because there's not actually that many trees in the area, which was kind of annoying, but it was a... But never mind, if this fortress falls, then we'll just start somewhere else, won't we? There's only so much you can do with a limited number of trees, and if you cut too many trees down, then the elves come and complain, and then you just tell them to bugger off because no one cares. Silly elves, what do they think they're going to do? Right, that hole's been dug. We shall designate it a garbage dump. Get rid of the bit in the middle, otherwise people tend to stand in the middle and get rocks dropped on their heads. And we shall designate stuff for dumping. And that was an annoying noise. It says that I've been recording for half an hour. And it's gone down. There we go. Dump those, we'll dump those, and we'll dump any old silly bits of rock sitting around the place. All this. Need to make sure that we don't designate food for dumping. Luckily you can't designate stuff that's in people's hands. We'll dump all this. Maybe we'll just clear it all out. But anyway, now I have to go around and do the fiddly bits. Like that. So we don't actually dump what is underneath the barrels. We'll dump. Apparently you cannot stack wood on top of a stone. So all of this is wasted space because of these stones. It's probably the same for the gems as well. Yeah, it is. So we'll dump all that out, hopefully. Let's run a little longer whilst I do this. If I don't do it now, I'll forget about it, and then I'll wonder why the stone isn't moving anywhere, and get really annoyed at myself because I haven't dumped the stone yet. I could just do a big dump designation for all this, but that means fine with the menus again. I could just go along and tap D on it. D for dump. Dump, 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 dump. Yeah, screw it. I'm just going to do a dump designation for this lot. I got bored. Alright, there we go. Dump. And that should be all the lying about stone. Although they're still trying to cut stone into this stockpile, but never mind. But yes, we shall end this part here with the dwarves running about madly cutting stone into the dump. Hopefully they won't drop it on anybody's head, as they do like doing that, especially if you then sort of undump the stone from the hole, because it will stack on top of each other infinitely and it will just be an infinite pile of stone, and then you will come to use it and a dwarf will go down and pick a bit up, but you're dumping other stone from elsewhere because you want to clear out so you can build stuff. And of course someone will just dump a bit of stone on a dwarf's head and probably kill him. If not, it will cause him some serious head injury and then have to spend a couple of years in a hospital if you have a doctor. If. But, alas, I am rambling again, so we'll end the part here. Like and favourite and subscribe for more, and we shall see you later.